go. I hate to take an awful lot of time on this. I ran through this and it was about 17 hours long. Kidding. This is all about how to weight a car. And the best thing to use is use the NMRA standard, which is the RP25, recommended practice 20.1. It's got all of the detail in it. This is available on the NMRA website. I extracted the information, and with apologies to Brian, I only have O, H, O, and N. I didn't bother with S and Z and all of the other guys. I model primarily in HO, so I'm going to work on that. What this thing is it says this little matrix that they have has an initial weight for the car, and that's kind of a tare weight thing. And for HO, that's 1 ounce. Then what you have to do is figure out how many more ounces or parts of ounces you want to add per inch of car. And that's this one in here. And in this case, you start off with 1 ounce and then add a 1/2 ounce for each additional inch of car. So to make it quick, if you had a 4-inch long car, you would add 2 ounces to it. So your total car weight would be 3 ounces. If it's 6, then it's 6 1/2 ounces or 3 ounces. So a total would be 4. Okay, so what do you need to do? Fairly simple. There's a couple of 3 things you work through it. You need to weigh the car. You need to measure the length. You got to figure out the weight that you're going to need in ounces. Then you're going to place the weight. And then this came through a couple of different places you can put it. In the box, typically inside, generally over the truck or sometime in the frame. A gondola or a flat works better inside the frame, and the hopper's the same. And then just to clean it up, you might want to paint it. Okay, so how do you do it? Well, this is the kind of stuff you need. Guess what? A good, simple kitchen scale that weighs in ounces works like a joule, which is what this is. And this just happens to be one I picked up someplace. And a ruler. Now, this is really a sophisticated ruler. You notice it's a DP&L. I'm trying to remember whether that's Denver Power and Light or Detroit Power and Light or whatever. Anyway, sample weights. This does not include all of the different kinds of weights. This is just a sample. This guy over here on the left is a bunch of 1/4 ounce weights with sticky backs on them from Micromark. These guys in the middle are fishing tackle weights, split shot, a very good variety of them and in sizes. This thing over in the right that Randy was trying to figure out what it is, this Black Diamond, is nothing other than steel pellet gun shot. It's 0.177 diameter, and these are just little balls. And I use this in a number of different ways in addition to weighting cars. Like I throw a couple of these things, maybe 4 or 5 of them in each bottle of paint to help shaking it. Sample cars. This is an Atlas car. This is the just piece of steel weight, and that's where you start off with is the 1 ounce plus whatever. This happens to be another one. It's a cheap one. It's a Atlas flat, and notice the frame down here has gaps in it. This is a great place to put in those little, either the BB shot or the fishing shot if it is big enough. Probably need to use something like Walther's Goo or something, or you can use CA. Here's a hopper, and here are the 2 installed weights, the 2 silver pieces on each end. And again, the frame has this opening in here, which is a good place to be able to put any additional weights. Generally, these are fairly close to the right NMRA weight, which means it's going to run better. This is another sample. This is a gondola, and I'm not sure how well this is going to show because these have been painted, but there are 2 1/4 ounce weights here, 2 1/4 ounce weights on the other end, both of them over the bolster, and then I had a couple that I added in the middle just to bring it up to the total weight. Fairly long car. I think this was probably a better part of 6 inches. It might have been 7 inches on it. This is just a ore car. fairly short. There are three 1/4 ounce weights down here. And this follows the other piece, which I said was painted. This hides it so that anytime that you don't have the load showing in there, it isn't quite as obvious. And that's it, guys.